there's a lot of talk today about the importance of sprinting and speed training, and rightfully so. But one thing that I want to make sure is discussed is the warm-up for that sprint or speed day, because that is just as, if not even more important than the speed day itself. So we'll just say we're starting to working from the end goal, which in this case is a speed or sprint workout, whether it's 10, 20, 30-yard sprints, and then working backwards from there. So what we typically will start with is some type of circulatory warm-up. That might be just an easy jog, bike, or elliptical, and that's really just to get the heart rate up a little bit, get us breathing a little bit, and the tissue warm for the upcoming phases of that warm-up. Once we're done with that, we'll then move into a mobility focus, and this might be a little bit different from each athlete, but the main target areas we'll have, maybe some upper body if we're tight there, then low back, hips, hamstrings, calf, any other key areas that we've identified previously. But that's where we're going to move into more of the mobility, some might call it the kind of corrective phase of it. We'll then maybe hit some type of lower level activation, whether that is some longer duration isometrics if we have someone that's got a history of some cranky tendons, or we're just moving into more of our other dynamic, not running dynamic, but just more of a muscular emphasis more than anything. After we do that, we should be in a pretty good spot from being warm, and that might already be about 20 minutes into our warm-up total. Then we'll move into more of our movement preps. This is going to be more the quote-unquote running mechanics drill. So there's going to be some A marches, some A skips, B skips, depending on the day. If we're going to have a lateral or change direction emphasis day, we might do some karaoke or lateral push to base. And then depending on where you're at in your progression, you might have some higher intensity running mechanics drills like A skips, A switches, maybe some type of bounding. And depending on where we're at, if it's maybe more of a GPP phase, we might have maybe 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20 yards for each of these, and this is kind of really just working on general fitness. Or if we are in the kind of like end stages of our sprint progression, we might only have maybe 1 set of some A skips, B skips, but we might have 2 sets of the higher intensity mechanics drills, whether it's bounding, scissor runs, things like that. And then by that point, then we're going to move right into our speed or sprint workout. One little caveat I like to say is like, hey, if we're having a more of acceleration, linear acceleration based day, some of our drills are going to be, majority of our drills, I should say, are going to be more acceleration based focused. There might not be as much lateral change of direction movement in there. But if we have a day that is much more change of direction or like high speed curve running, we are going to have some stuff in our warm up that maybe is a bit more of that lateral rotational emphasis to better prepare us for our drills in that specific session. So that's really a general breakdown of what I look at from a warm-up and a speed session. I mean, altogether, you should be able to get through all of this within 30, maximum 45 minutes. It might be towards a 45-minute side of things if your speed workout that day is high intensity max effort sprints of 30 yards, because that alone is going to require probably about 3 to 4 minute rest minimum between reps. You're making sure that they're quality reps more than anything. You're not frying your nervous system.